What's up guys, welcome back to On the Brick with another minifig showcase. Today I actually have two figures for you with Anakin and Obi-Wan in what is apparently supposed to be them on Mustafar. These figures come from Calypso Customs on Etsy, and when it comes to custom Lego they do sell for a reasonable price. But I ask you to keep what I just said in mind. For the most part these figures are pretty well done. The quality of the pieces is pretty good and the quality of the printing as well. But let's take a closer look. First up is Anakin, and as you can see, it looks like he's had a bunch of mud thrown over him. Now before I go any further, I want to clarify that I am actually really happy with both of these figures, but at the same time, this design doesn't necessarily reflect what we see on Mustafar. Like I said, the printing is very well done. Obviously there is printing on the front, but there is also printing on the arms, and even though it's hard to see on Anakin, it's there on the legs as well. And like the rest of the figure, the back is pretty highly detailed. On this particular figure, the hair would not come off of the head, and so pulling them off was just one and the same, but there is no alternative expression on it anyway, so you really don't need to. Again, even though the quality of this figure is high, it is a questionable design for more reasons than one, but I'll get into that. But as we look at Obi-Wan, you can see the quality of the printing is exactly the same, and unfortunately so is the quality of the design. When I showed one of my close friends this figure, he just said it looked like someone spilled orange juice all over Obi-Wan, and ever since he said that, I can't really see it otherwise. Unlike on Anakin, I don't really know what the orange is supposed to represent here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be dirt, mud, ash, fire, or actually orange juice. But again, I do need to give them credit because the quality of the work is still good. And just like Anakin, he does have printing on the arms and on the side of the legs, which is much more noticeable here, and of course on the back as well. I also went ahead and picked up the Duel on Mustafar set from earlier this year to be able to compare the figures properly. As I said, the Calypso Customs are supposed to represent these same figures from Mustafar, and there is a big difference between them, and not just because one is custom and one is Lego. One thing I didn't realize until right now is that the custom version of Anakin should have one black hand, but I also do want to say that I personally preferred the design of the robes on the custom figures. However, the detailing on the Lego versions are much more accurate. Again, Mustafar was a lava planet, not an orange juice factory on the side of a muddy hill, so the burns and the holes in the Lego figures is much more along the lines of what I was expecting to see. That being said, if you forget that these are the Mustafar versions, they do still stand up quite well on their own. And I would recommend them, but there are two things I need to talk about first. These two figures from Calypso Customs are not made using Lego, nor are they made using custom parts. And even though it doesn't say anywhere on their listing that they do use Lego, it is heavily implied with the words that they use, and especially with the pricing. Like I said at the beginning of this video, $25 is perfectly reasonable for actual custom Lego. Now if you don't know, every single Lego piece has a Lego logo on it somewhere, including minifigures. Usually the easiest way to spot this is in this tiny gap underneath the feet. As you can see on Obi-Wan here, there's absolutely nothing there. For comparison, this is my recently purchased custom Captain Rex from Clone Army Customs, where you can quite clearly see the Lego logo in that same exact spot. And for further proof, here is one of my temple guards from Big Kid Bricks, which also has the logo in that same spot. Not every figure will have the logo there, as some of it have it on the waist. So if we separate Obi-Wan, and I just want to clarify I'm only showing him because it's easier to see, there is no Lego logo, but there is a completely different logo entirely. Again, for comparison, this is my custom Commander Cody from Minifigs for You. As you can see, there is no logo in the legs, but it is on the waist quite clearly there. Now I personally don't care too much because these figures are just for display, but I do find the whole thing a little disingenuous. Custom printing, and especially UV printing, is not cheap, but I'm fairly certain most people buying these figures are expecting genuine Lego. And there's also one more thing that I do need to mention, but I don't have all the information to be able to say anything definitively, but I have seen these figures elsewhere and in better quality in my opinion. These are the other figures that I've seen. They come from a seller who I'm not even going to mention mention because they are actually not worth buying from. And I don't really know who had it first, because even though they do look different, you can quite clearly see just how extremely similar they are. So I am not saying that one of them stole the design from the other, but because they are so similar and some of the history behind these sellers, I do have to question it. So with all that said, would I recommend getting these? I don't know. If you like this design and you're okay paying that much for not real Lego, go for it. Like I said, I still think it looks good. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. But there are some questionable areas behind all this that really make me hesitant to outright say, yeah, go and get this. But as always, the link to Calypso Custom's store will be in the description, because at the end of the day, the choice is yours. That's going to be all for today. If you know anything about who made these first, please let me know in the comments down below, or just let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you're a fan of custom Lego, because it's what I do here, and please do ring that bell, because Tuesday I have a giveaway for you. Thank you all so much for watching and for your constant support. I will see you next time.